Hello everyone and welcome to CATV Live right here on Cash Alternative TV. I'm Christopher Carruthers, also known as Tao of Satoshi, and I'll be your host today. If you're just new to this channel, Cash Alternative TV is a show about cryptocurrency with a focus on Dash that aims to be a digital cash for the world, also known as an alternative to cash. Hence the name Cash Alternative TV. If that's something that you're interested in, you want to learn more about cryptocurrency or Dash, or just want to hang out with me some more, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you won't miss an episode. So, like I said, I'm Tao of Satoshi. I hope you guys are having a great day today. I'm very happy because it's sunny outside, not much snow here in Canada, and I don't have to shovel a driveway today, which is cool. And I'm happy I'm staying safe from the coronavirus. Hopefully you guys are staying safe as well. And I'm happy that the time change is just around the corner. We're springing forward and we're springing ahead. And we have lots of stuff to talk about today. I'm going to start with, as always, like I start off with the video lineup, the videos that we did last week. I did an interview with Jan-Henrik Meyer on Tao and Amanda Live. Amanda joined me, and we talked all about Dash's recent marketing efforts and attempts to bring all Dash marketing on the same page. So Jan went into detail about what it is that he's looking to achieve, and how he's achieving it with different Dash DFOs that are out there. So that's an interesting one to watch. I recommend watching that. And also my friend Darren Tapp came on the show for another interview talking about how Dash has evolved over the years. It's gone from a basic cryptocurrency, one of the first privacy coins, and it's evolved to being more of a payments type oriented coin. And we go through how the technology has evolved to accommodate that and what Dash's future plans are as well. So that's another one that's good to see. I recommend seeing that one. And so thanks for joining me today. I think next week is going to be an interesting week because I'm not exactly sure what's coming up. I don't know if I'm going to do an episode about the Tron Steem thing that just happened and how Dash's governance compares. I think I might do one about that. And I have a couple of interviews that are kind of up in the air right now, but they might happen next week as well. So yeah, pay attention. I might be putting out some new content soon. So now we're going to go into the crypto news recap. And this is all about what happened in the last week in cryptocurrency. And I'm kind of excited to talk about this because we have a lot to talk about and a lot of positive momentum for cryptocurrency in the news this week. A couple with some controversy that we're going to get into as well. But what's crypto news without controversy? We see that all the time, right? So without further ado, let's get in on it. All right, so first topic was Bitcoin mining is taking off a lot. I don't know if it's because of new ASICs that are coming into the market or what, but it's definitely showing some signs of picking up. Because even with the price declines, remember we were over $10,000 with Bitcoin, even though it slipped down to the mid 8,000s, we're still getting a lot of interest in mining, which is really cool. So it says on Monday, March 2nd, miners processing blocks on the BTC network surpassed the network's all-time high, as the overall hash rate touched 136 exahashes. Wow. The record-breaking achievement happened despite the price of Bitcoin dropping below the 9,000 region through the course of the last week. In that 4 years' time, BTC's hash rate has risen over 13,500%, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. So yeah, I don't know if that's just because of the halving coming up or whatever, but there seems to be a lot of interest in Bitcoin mining. So that's good news. You see there's a hash rate chart. Started off way down there towards the left, started off pretty small. And then you got way up here, the all-time high that recently just got hit. So go Bitcoin. That's good news for the markets, good news for the confidence in cryptocurrency. And it's something that I'd like to see. So let's move into the topic that I wanted to talk about here. This is today's show is mostly positive, but this is kind of a controversy that just happened. And we're talking a lot about proof of stake and governance. So Tron, it was executing a hostile takeover of Steem, depending on what point of view you look at it from. There's a couple of different point of views. Like some people say Justin Tron's doing a good thing. He's cleaning up Steem. Other people say he's just trying to assert his dominance and take over another cryptocurrency. So it does depend on how you look at it. And I'd like to hear your comments if you want to leave a comment down below how you feel about it. So I'm just going to go over what I've seen on the news and what I wanted to talk about. So it says Justin Sun seems to have outed the governance body of the Steem blockchain in collusion with major exchanges. And this is another thing I want to talk about. Consolidating his power following his acquisition of Steemit Incorporated. All right, so it says Justin Sun and several major exchanges executed what seems to be a hostile takeover of the Steem blockchain. And today, the majority of Steem's witnesses, these are people that have been around from the beginning, you could say like the large stakeholders in Steem, were ousted by what appears to be accounts connected to Tron. Major exchanges, including Binance, Huobi, and Poloniex, participated in this takeover, staking, powering up Steem held in their custody and delegating those votes. So this is how Steem it works. You have a bunch of people that have a lot of power, a lot of Steem power it's called, and they make the decisions on how the blockchain moves forward. All right, and so Justin Tron took over Steem at the company, and now he's trying to use his influence in the exchanges and people that work in the exchanges to take over. Now, is this a good thing or a bad thing? I have no idea. We'll have to see how that develops over time. So yeah, so it says witnesses moved to limit Tron's power. So last Sunday, Steem witnesses, the equivalent of EOS block producers or Bitcoin mining pools, so the people with power, moved to soft fork the blockchain, temporarily limit the power of those developer accounts through soft fork 22.2. And now Justin Sun's cracking down. He says Tron issued a statement saying they would only use Steemit holdings to vote. Not only that, holdings would be used to actively thwart the soft fork, meant to limit Tron's power. So that doesn't look so good. Claiming the reversible update was maliciously structured and deemed illegal and criminal. So it says to execute this takeover, it appears that Justin Sun convinced major exchanges, including Binance, Huobi, and Poloniex, which is owned by Tron now apparently, to stake Steem held in their custody to remove the voting witnesses. So basically it was a takeover. So this makes it look really bad, but I'm fair on this show, so I'm going to give Justin Tron a chance to reply to that. So he replied on Twitter. He comes at it in a different way. He's saying that these Steem witnesses are the equivalent of hackers. I don't know about that. I do use Steem. In fact, I posted this video on Steem, but I'm not very well versed in Steem, but this is a lot of stuff that happens. So it says Steem has successfully defeated the hackers. This is Justin Sun. And all funds are super safe. Steem network and Steemit community is now stronger than ever since we united and solved the difficulties. So he's saying a whole bunch of different things. He's saying that on February 22nd, some malicious hackers froze 65 million Steem, legally owned by Steemit, the core Steem developers. When we found out, the hackers already hijacked Steem and threatened to nullify the existing Steem. So he's saying that they were trying to destroy the blockchain. So I said, we double confirmed with lawyers and were told this was definitely a criminal activity from the hackers who froze over $10 million worth of Steem and threatened to destroy the assets. The risk of nullifying the Steem network puts every Steem holder's interest in danger. Such actions are against every aspect of the core value and humanity of decentralization and sanctity of private property. We needed to act immediately to safeguard the Steem blockchain and ecosystem when we still had the chance. So it's, in one side, he's saying that it's decentralized. He wants it decentralized. And the other hand, in this next tweet, he's saying we needed to control the network. So he's saying we knew it would be a complicated process since we needed to control the network for a short period of time, but we had no choice. Our sole intent was to secure Steem at stake and Steem holders' interests. So, and so I mean, he's kind of coming at it and he's kind of explaining it and he's kind of contradicting himself at the same time. So what do you guys think about this? This is, and there's another article that just came out by Dash's own The Desert Links, Joel Valenzuela. He's a good author and he used to write for Dash Force News and now he's writing for Cointelegraph from time to time. So he comes up with the Steem takeover and the upcoming proof of stake crisis. And this is what it means for proof of stake. It's not really that good for proof of stake models. They may be more vulnerable than advertised, and I agree with that. Proof of stake distributes powers to the holders of the currency, with ownership over more tokens equaling more control over the network. This essentially makes a well-distributed coin supply a necessary component of the security model. And then he goes on to say centralized exchanges, of course, they hold your private keys. So what happened in the Steemit versus Tron case could happen in any currency with the exchanges that have a lot of people's coins. If they are going to use them for other motives, like this isn't something that we should be looking at and something that we should be dealing with. And so he goes on to say, that proof of work has its own problems, and the solution is he's thinking that the solution is somewhat to what Dash has, which is like a hybrid solution of proof of stake, as not really proof of stake, but proof of service in the masternode network, If you have 1,000 Dash, you can run a masternode. And this is similar to, I guess you would say, to the witnesses in Steem, right? So he's saying that if you have another backup system, such as the proof of work with the miners, just because you take over one side, it doesn't mean you're going to be able to take over the other side and vice versa. So it's kind of like another level of protection. And Dash has that. So this whole thing is a mess, and I don't know what your guys' take is on it. Leave me comments below. What do you think is going on? Who do you side with? Do you think Steem has been maliciously taken over? Or do you think that Tron has had justification in doing that because of what they said that they wanted to destroy the blockchain? Yes, it's an interesting thing. So the next one is the coronavirus. I hope you're staying safe with it, like I said off the top. It's really throwing a monkey wrench into all kinds of things. It's throwing a monkey wrench into music concerts. It's throwing a monkey wrench into conferences. And crypto is no exception. It's killing crypto conferences also. Paris Blockchain Week are being canceled or rescheduled because of the coronavirus. And it says organizers are canceling and postponing conferences in Asia and Europe in response to the coronavirus. Major U.S. conferences such as South by Southwest and Consensus are currently unaffected. This is old. They actually did cancel South by Southwest because of the coronavirus as well. So if you're out there and you have a plan on going to, one of these blockchain conventions, definitely make sure that it's still going, because a lot of people out there are definitely scared about this virus, and it's definitely affecting everything everywhere. So be safe out there, guys. Hopefully everybody's in good spirits and good health while they're watching this, and will stay so in the future. So India's back in, guys. Well, I remember back in the day where they said the central bank issued an edict in India saying that there was going to be big restrictions on Bitcoin trading, and you weren't allowed to be trading Bitcoin in India. So recently they had, I don't know who put it through the Supreme Court, but India's Supreme Court has said, hey, well, let's hold on a second. Let's talk about this some more. They lifted the banking ban on crypto exchanges. So India is officially back into cryptocurrency business. Interesting. So the Supreme Court of India has ruled against a decision imposed by the country's central bank nearly 2 years ago that stifled crypto trading in Asia's third largest economy. The central bank's decision at the time forced crypto exchanges in the country to either close, relocate, or to other jurisdictions, or shift their business model to crypto and over-the-counter trading. So here's a quote. The uplifting of the ban by the Supreme Court is going to open new opportunities for India in terms of investment, economy, and the market as a whole, said Sumit Gupta, founder and chief executive of exchange aggregator CoinDCX. As few of the surviving petitioners of the case, we are thankful to the Supreme Court for hearing our side of the story. We have always seen crypto as the potential to unlock India's dream of becoming a $5 trillion economy. So these are people that can see the writing on the wall. They can see that Bitcoin is the future, Dash is the future, cryptocurrencies in general are the future. So they want to get in on the ground floor of this. And the Supreme Court said, you know what? Let's take a look at this ban that the central bank did, and they said that, you know what, it's not even worth doing. So let's put it. I'm sure there will be appeals and counter suits and everything else, but for now, it's good news for Dash and good news for Bitcoin that India is back in the game. Do you use debit cards? Do you use crypto debit cards? Because if you do, there's a good one coming up. It's finished the testing, and now it's open to anybody who would like to get a crypto debit card. And it's only open in the States for now, but they're going to be going to other countries in the future. I was supposed to be one of the beta testers for this, but since I live in Canada, I wasn't able to. It says, welcome to the world's most flexible debit card. Choose to pay with crypto, metals, currencies, whatever. It's your money, it's your choice. So I think, I'm not sure, I'm gonna obviously get this card when it comes out, but I think it's similar to the 10x one, where you just hold your money in crypto, and when you actually make a transaction, it changes to whatever currency that you're using. I'm hoping that's the case, because those are always better ones, I think. So yeah, Uphold, like I said last week, they're on fire, and I recommend that you guys check it out. All right, so now we're up to the part of the show where it's the Dash News recap. And this is the part of the show where it deals with all Dash's topics that we have over the past week. And we have a couple of things to talk about, and we'll get into that now. I really appreciate you guys joining me. And this is going to be a weekly thing. Every weekend I'm going to be doing this. So I'm happy that you guys said that you wanted this over the Christopher's Crypto Chronicles by a convincing margin. Hopefully I'm doing a good job with this today and not making too many mistakes. So this is kind of an interesting article. I'm not sure if the person that wrote this was fluent in English or not, but it's kind of a bunch of different things all jumbled into one. So it says Dash Text is the first step to Dash cryptocurrency, another successful budget cycle passed. So that's kind of like two things in one there. But they talk about a few things, and I'll get into it now. So the Dash, the cryptocurrency main account, tweeted, another successful Dash budget cycle passed. 5,105.96 Dash will be paid out across all voted in DAO projects. So if you're just joining the channel, Dash has a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization, and people can submit projects to the Dash blockchain, and the masternodes vote for them. And at the end of the period, if your vote total equals a net 10%, so for example, if there's 4,000 masternodes, if your net total is over 400, you'll get paid, providing that there's no other things in your way that got more votes and pushed you out of the funding. So what they're saying is that there was successful proposals that had 5,115.96 Dash, and they were all paid out to those DFO owners, the Dash funded organization owners. And it goes on to say that Dash is good for point of sale. And it says we have introduced network-wide usernames, but we actually haven't introduced that yet. That's still on EvoNet. So I have to say that. But they also go on to say that Dash is really good at security-wise. They say that Sydney Effergan, the crypto expert, tweeted, Dash is one of the most expensive coins to attack. The two additional layers of security make the Dash network very expensive to attack when compared to any other cryptocurrency network. And what they mean by that is that Dash has triple security in your transactions. They have, as soon as you send a transaction, it's chain instant send, which uses a quorum of masternodes to guarantee that that input cannot be double spent. And then they have the regular proof of work block that other proof of work blockchains have. And then they have what's called chain locks, and that locks in that block, so no other chain reorganizations can happen. So that's why he's saying that Dash is very secure, which it definitely is. Mark Mason tweeted, have you downloaded the latest version of the Dash Core desktop wallet, which was out, and I think I just described it a couple of weeks ago. Version 15 has a number of improvements that have improved the user experience, including mempool improvements for syncing new nodes, private send update, improved mixing process, and more. And the one thing that struck me was the syncing of new nodes. Like, this is crazy. When you throw on the Dash wallet, it kind of just goes like off to the races, you know. If you're used to syncing the Bitcoin blockchain or the Ethereum or any other blockchain out there, if you try syncing up a Dash wallet, it's just like that. It's great. And then they're saying that Dash is digital cash. And then at the end, which was the topic of the first part of their headline, was talking about Dash Text. So it says, Dash Text was mainly created as a service for people who did not have a smartphone. For those who were not able to download a wallet, this was indeed a clever solution. This tool improved the reach of Dash to the low-income and unbanked people living in developed countries. There's been a lot of propaganda going on about using Dash Text right now, even if users had a smartphone. However, there are other users for the cases of Dash Text as well. So that's why they say Dash Text is the first stop to Dash. So in countries like Venezuela and third world countries that Dash is aiming to prove its worth as a cryptocurrency, as a digital currency for day-to-day use, having the availability to use it from a text is definitely important, because not everybody can afford a full smartphone, and they might have a flip phone or something. So having the opportunity to use Dash Text is a very good thing. So we'll see how that develops over time as well. Now, I don't know if any of you out there are using Bittrex, but Bittrex is another exchange that's been very friendly to Dash over the years. It's one of the first exchanges to list Dash. And we had a Dash Bitcoin pair there forever and a day. But now we actually have a Dash USD on Bittrex. So if you use Bittrex, you can go there and exchange your Dash directly for USD or buy Dash for USD. So that's definitely a good thing. You know, I was very happy when I read that. It's big news. Anytime we have any more fiat gateways, that definitely improves the Dash's standing when it comes for people to buy it, or to sell it for that matter. So it says Bittrex, one of the leading cryptocurrency exchanges, has some hours ago shared a new market update that now includes the USD Dash market on its trading platform, and it was made official by its Twitter handle. So this is seen as another means to increase the reach of Dash's token and to showcase its embedded functionalities. such as private send and instant send, as new customers will be enabled to access the digital currency. So that's great. Be careful out there, guys. I just had this new one. This just came out yesterday. The only website out there that's going to be trustable is dash.org, www.dash.org. And be very careful of other websites. There was another website called dashwallet.org a while ago. I think we had it taken down. And it says, this is from Tungfa, Dash's communications director. Please be careful out there and do not fall for the scams. Dash.org is the reference for all Dash pages. So apparently there's this website. It's called flydash.com. So if you ever see this, stay away. Scam site found on a Google video search. So it's saying that you can win free Dash with this Fly Dash, and I'm not sure if that's, I'm not sure how long that's been there and how many people it's taken in. But if you ever see this, and make sure you spread that news to anybody else who might not be watching this podcast, but that this is out there. So I'm definitely going to guard against that. I'm tired of seeing scams. Like, this is definitely an industry where you see scams all the time, and it's not really that cool. But we can protect each other if we stay vigilant, and we see that there's scams out there, and we got to stay away from them. So that was it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Cash Alternative TV Live. I was looking to the chat box.